Jeff, you wrote in the book, and I quote, "This book is built upon the following facts." Okay. Well, we previously described the book as factual fiction, but there was an event that took place in February 1967. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, February of '67, at a place called the Wometco Park East, Park West Theaters here in Central Florida, located, kind of on the main thoroughfare at the time, 1792 and Lee Road, close to Interstate 4. There was a film event that was held. And at that film event, that's when the Walt Disney Project was actually introduced for the first time to the world, and it was followed by a press conference, kind of a who's who of folks that came in to talk about this new project and this new Disney World that was being built. I mean, this shot right here actually is from inside the theater. And it's a great old theater. If you were to go out on the internet and start looking for details about the event, you're not going to find a whole lot. And there's also a lot of urban legend around the theater itself. Some people even contended that Walt had the theater built in the 60s because he always intended on using it to announce, the park, going to be built and describing that. Truth is, he didn't. I mean, it was owned by a Wometco Theater company they owned theaters nationwide at the time. But what they did on that day, it was an invitation-only event, they actually came in and they brought folks in and they actually kind of gave them a big overview of what this Walt Disney World was going to look like, which was going to be radically different than Disneyland. And then when it was over with, they had some dignitaries, Roy Disney was here, Disney execs, and they actually spent some time talking to the press and doing some question and answers. And so it was a premier event in a lot of ways, but it was the first glimpse that the public had ever gotten of what was getting ready to happen. It was literally going to change Orlando forever.
Now, wasn't there a film that was shown at this event?
There was, and the film is interesting just because by the time they got to this moment, Walt Disney had passed away. Just a few months before Walt died, he did a film introducing Epcot, or Project Florida, as they were calling it, where, and some people have seen it. I mean, it's pieces of it have been seen, in Disney archives and things like that, where Walt is standing in front of this massive wall with this big diagram of what he's trying to build, and he talks about the most exciting piece of the Florida project being Epcot, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, which really was his big dream. And so Walt actually made an appearance at this via film after his death, and he was the one that actually was able to lay out some of the vision for what this park was supposed to look like. Now, the importance of that was because Walt as a visionary was now gone, and Roy as his brother was pushing it, they still were able to have the visionary himself come to this event and see something that the public had never seen before, where Walt was excited and really fired up and enthusiastic and doing the typical, Walt Disney that we had seen on TV for so many years, and actually sharing and talking about his dream. It certainly helped carry the day and created a buzz and excitement about what was going to come in the days ahead. You can actually go out now and find on the internet pieces of not only the film, but also pieces of this day as far as some of the crowds that walked in and some of the film that was then converted from old newsreels to kind of let you know who came that day and who came to watch this film.